Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to an all new episode of Life of a Creator. This is season 2, episode 3. And I know in last week's episode, I brought you guys along with me as I was brainstorming out my 30th birthday photo shoots. And I decided to take a pause on it just because financially it just does not align with where I'm at right now in my life. I rather spend that money, which I did, towards booking my flights to New York and also my hotel and all the things. I feel like that's probably the smartest idea for me right now, financially. And like, let's be real. Why are clothes so damn expensive? Like, it's insane. Like, fast fashion is not even giving fast fashion prices anymore. And I feel like it has a lot to do, of course, with the tariffs and this administration and all the things, but I don't even feel like talking about that because it's not that type of channel. But still, something has to give. And so with that, I decided to take a pause on the photo shoot, and I will pick that up at a later date. Because again, the concept of it was super dope. I really do want to execute that and get that done. But in the meantime, what I do need to get done and get started on is brainstorming out the debut collection and putting together my mood board and also sketching out my looks. And so that is something that we are going to get started on doing. Um, it is 10:59, going on 11 o'clock, and I'm not going to be up too late tonight. Um, because I have some things to do in the morning. So what I'm going to do is brainstorm some different ideas on Pinterest. I wish I could probably get like some like poster board. I do have poster board here, but I wish I had ink in my printer so I can print off some pictures and I can make a collage on my poster board. But I'm not gonna do that because I don't have the ink. But in the meantime, we're gonna make our mood board on Pinterest, and then come back to the poster board and start jotting down thoughts, ideas, feelings, anything that comes to mind in regards to what I want to articulate in this first collection. And yeah, I'm super excited. So let's go ahead and get started with the mood board, guys. What's up, guys? It is the next day, February 2nd. It is 12:40 p.m. I am sitting here. I would like to show you guys my Pinterest board, the things that I pinned last night for the mood board. Honestly, before I show you guys this, I think it would help if I give you guys a little bit of background on what the story is behind this collection. And so, a little story time. I first started working for my dad, and he had several businesses going, and I was working with him for many years. And then I believe I started working at a clothing store called Gen X. If you guys remember, it was one of those stores where it was like a City Trends, if you guys even remember City Trends. But yeah, I used to work at a clothing store called Gen X, and then I worked at a car rental place, and I was a rental agent for a moment. I also was cleaning cars for a moment, and I used to check in cars and all the things. And I used to work outside in the elements, and it will like I live in the Midwest, and the weather is so bipolar. One minute it can be snowing, the next minute it can be hot, sunny, cloudy, raining. Like we would get all four seasons within a week. And it would be times where I'll be like having to bring so many different layers, so many different clothes and put in my car like it's my damn closet. And so I remember like it was times when customers would return cars and they would be so filthy. Like, yo, you know you're gonna be charged for this. Like, it'd be little stickers on the window saying no smoking. And the car come back all smoked out. Like, I don't get it. You're going to be charged. And it'd be times I have to clean those cars out, and it would be a time, okay? It'd be times where I'm like, I'm what do you think this is? I'm not about to clean this, so I'll just put that car right into detail, and that car get detailed, and the customers will get charged for it and all type of things, and I will deal with so many like people feeling entitled, um, and some stuff was just out of my control too because the company will like overbook at times. And then that will cause issues when customers show up and they don't have their reservations, and so it was a time at that place. And so I want to like highlight that moment in time where I was working for the rental car place, working outside in those elements, and all type of things. And so I want to show you guys here what I was able to pin on Pinterest. Okay, there we go. All right, guys, so let me show you. Okay, guys, so these are just a few things I got pinned on my board on Pinterest. For instance, like this highway overpath, it reminds me of the time when I would commute from work to home, from home to work. And I used to live in this area called St. Peters, Missouri. And from St. Peters to the rental car place, which is located at the airport, it's about a 25 to 30-minute drive, depending on traffic or not. Okay, because rush hour, you can hang it up. In the morning or evening, it was crazy driving that highway. And guys, I would be so freaking tired. And so this is what these pictures remind me of. My commute back and forth from home to work. And this is reminding me of the time when I was cleaning cars. And that was really never a fun experience. The asphalt. Okay, so the grounds was all black asphalt, okay? It would be so hot. I know you can imagine, like, your feet on fire in the middle of summer. That asphalt, like, was not, like, it was so hard to walk on. I literally felt like my shoes were melting at times. And, like, days after the holiday, it would be so crowded and so many people coming in at once to return their vehicles, and catch their flights. And like our check-in area will look like this. No lie. Okay, and you will have like 2 to 3 agents like checking them in at once, and I was one of them, and it was not a good time either. Like I said, we would have like all 4 seasons in one week. It was never predictable. Um, I always had to keep a change of clothes in the car because I never knew like what the weather was really going to be. We had like a bunch of security cameras on the lot. It still didn't stop anything. People were still, trying to steal vehicles off the lot. And I used to work at the gate as well, which means I used to check out the customers, and look over their contracts. And there would be times where the contracts would not be right, or they will have the wrong contract. And I would have to have the customer to go back up to the rental counter. Um, and I will be the only one sometimes checking out the customers before they leave off the lot. And it will be a long line behind them, especially like midday. Bro, people be coming down out the rental counter all at the same time. And sometimes people, like when they got off the bus from the airport to the rental car place, they would just jump right into their car. And sometimes they may jump into the wrong car, and the contracts would be on the top part, the dashboard of the car, and they don't even be looking over it. Like they be in the wrong cars, and I had to send them up. Mind you, it'd be a long line, and people reactions, yelling, blowing horns. It was crazy. And listen, I it was a time at that job. And so these are just a few things, just to highlight the moments where I was working at that car place, that car rental place. And so these are what I have so far, guys. So with that all being said, guys, I am now going to go ahead and get ready for work. It is 1:06, and I am going to pick back up tomorrow, and we are going to brain dump all of my thoughts, all of my feelings, my emotions, um, onto this poster board here. And like I said, brain dump everything, um, as far as my thoughts, my feelings on my experience during that time of working at the car rental place. And that just helps me organize everything. It helped me, it helps my design process. And so that is something we're going to do tomorrow. And like I said, in the meantime, I'm about to start getting ready for work, and I will catch you guys tomorrow to do a little bit of brain dumping. And then we can move right along into sketching. So with that all being said, guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, guys, so it is the next day, and I have finished brain dumping all of my thoughts, all of my feelings, and some of the experience that I experienced while working at the car rental place. And hopefully, you guys can see exactly what I got jotted down. Actually, I'm going to bring you guys a little closer so you guys can see everything, and I can go over it with you. Okay, so the name of the collection is called All Conditions, Detachable Workwear Designed for Unpredictable Environments. Again, I used to work at a car rental place, and I was mainly working outdoors majority of the time, checking in cars, checking out cars, assigning cars to the line so customers can get in them and, pick them up and go. and sometimes clean the cars. And I was working under, of course, out in the elements. And the weather here in the Midwest is never predictable. And so this collection is inspired by those times of me working at the car rental place in those unpredictable conditions. And so I am creating a line full of jumpsuits that are detachable. So you'll be ready for anything at any time as far as weather and all the things. And so what I got here is, some things, words, thoughts, feelings, mindset, that I can use to help sketch out my collection. And so for instance, under mindset, you have to have a mindset of being proactive. You have to be customer obsessed, be able to solve problems effectively, be calm under pressure, be detail oriented. Under feelings, it was a lot of stress and a lot of pressure, customer driven frustration. And also, of course, I had sense of accomplishment, just learning how to deal with the public in general, and all the things, and also environment fatigue. I'll be at one place working, then I'll be at the next place working. I'll be working in all different positions within a day. So under environment fatigue, that's what that is. Under environment, I describe it as hot, cold, loud, very busy, fast paced, stressful. Let's see. Under time, I have overtime. I did work a lot of overtime. Rush, overbooked. There were plenty of times where the car rental place will have people in cars that's not even, we don't even have the car. So we'll be overbooked most of the times, and it'll be chaotic, day and night. I work day shift, I work night shift, just depending on, the time slot that they wanted me to work. You have to have a sense of urgency working there, of course. Under shapes and fit. Under shapes and fit, I want my jumpsuits to be lightweight. I want them to be breathable. In the summertime. Of course, non-breathable in the wintertime. And I want them to be detachable. And of course, durable. The fabrics that I am considering working with is cotton, denim, canvas, and also hemp, wool, and all the things. Colors, I want to stick to darker tones, and also lighter tones underneath the outerwear. Because once you detach the outerwear, the clothes underneath, I want those to be lighter. And so this is what I got, guys, so far. Jotted down all of my thoughts, feelings, and some things I experienced while working on the job. And so hopefully this is it, and I can just take all of this and use this to inspire me to start with my sketches. And so that is the next thing that we are going to work on now, is sketching out the collection. All right, guys. So this is the fun part that I honestly look forward to, which is the sketching process. We have already knocked out brain dumping all of our thoughts, feelings, my experience while working on the job. And now we want to take all of this and start sketching out some looks that I'm going to consider making for the collection. My goal is to have at least 2 to 3 different looks sketched out by the end of the week, and start drafting one of those looks this weekend. So in the meantime, guys, I got the music going, I got the candle lit, the vibes are set, and now I'm going to lock in and start sketching. And so with that all being said, guys, I will see you later. TTYL. What is up, guys? Happy Friday. We made it through another work week. This was a productive work week. I was able to make my mood board on Pinterest and create that, and also brain dump all of my thoughts, my feelings, highlighting the period in time where I used to work at the car rental place, and showing the type of mindset that I had, the feelings that I was experiencing, talking about the environment that it was, and all of those things. I have it down on this poster board, and I'm taking all of this inspiration and I started sketching 2 looks. I'm going to sketch out 2 more looks before I have to head into work today. And then on next week's episode, guys, we're going to start drafting out the first patterns of one of these looks that I'm sketching, and then proceed on, guys, with the whole design process. And so if you enjoyed this week's episode, guys, show your love. Go ahead and give this video a big thumbs up. Leave a comment and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, because what are you waiting for? And so with that all being said, guys, I will see you in next week's episode.